could just be the pathing, showing Excess Vampire that he could be in danger if he sticks around there. Dead shot onto Lilith, and say instantly just locking onto Excess Vampire. 4-2-3 will nummy numb on that dead lady. First blood going towards Team Jigglin. But straight up gold rush for the minute 6 rune. 2 supports of MOUZ just sitting on the regen rune. Fly will get it. Easy dodge away from Copy's rolling boulder. But as Excess Vampire is finding himself stuck in between 3 people. It's a perfect setup for Supreme's tornado, but the ice shards get blocked, says Lilith. Does Jigglin pick up their 2nd kill of the game? 4-2-3, feeling like Winnie the Pooh on the bottom lane. Leading 10 last hits over 4. Possibly catch anyone. Going to make the turn as Supreme makes an approach on the top lane. Trying to be Mr. Gank, but out comes Copy. The cogs don't connect from Fly, as the tornado does. One more right click onto Lilith is all they need, as Copy drops demagnetize on his former teammate. Low skill is falling low on the HP, but he has a 20 charge wand, 19 to be precise. So he should be okay, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. Border smash play back as Copy. They got thrown in the air. Out comes the snowball after the ice shards as Lilith wants to keep contact. Does not have the tag team, but the boulder smash is available. Copy. Ole with the goal. Taking out Excess Vampire for a ride. Down bottom, don't and rage forced on 4-2-3. Can force get the chakram kill onto the bear. Does make the attempt, and with the timber chain gets the kill. I do enjoy a good yalla habibi ha yalla call out, but at the very same time I'd rather focus on the game. But it's hard to focus when you're being disrupted. Fly looking to disengage. And we'll be successful on that. As back onto the mid lane, Excess Vampire once again boulder smashed in to the arms of Lilith. And the execution coming out from the tusk. These heroes are fast and loose as Force with the Chakram looking to get the slowdown onto the Earth Spirit. They will get it with the Cold Snap. It is more than likely a secure play. And as luck would have it, Supreme just walks by the Arcane Rune, will pick it up instantly. And so out comes the approach up top. Disruption onto Copy. With the catch, roll back in from Copy. Supreme need to force off 2 cores against them. Fly looking to connect with a hook shot and block with the cogs as low skill arrives. Here's the cavalry doing its very best. It's a good exchange of the mid laners, but can Jigglin get the kill onto low skill? As Vampire trying to block up with the calling, but the damage is just too much to bear. Down falls the gyro. The turn as Copy rolling in the deep though. The deep of MOUZ as the calling silences him up. Out comes the hook shot coming from Fly, but the rolling boulder will still make it out of there as Force cuts across the map. Will find the kill on Copy as well as SC. But could he make it out of here on time? Enrage still not used on the bear though. So MOUZ cautious in overextending. Gotta place down a lot of vision on the Jigglin side. Excess Vampire showing himself with a dead shot. As Supreme will be revealed with a dust. Out comes the tornado, but it's just too late. It's just too late from Excess Vampire with the call-in. It's just too late with the tornado as well. 4 against 2. And make it 5 soon enough. Nice little approach. The Hurricane Pike pushes them away as out comes Force. BKB committed by Copy, but Supreme has nothing else to offer but a few spells. He will be cut down by the big rotation of Jigglin. As the net worth lead is diminishing, they find MC walking about, sitting on the invis room with low skill. They'll take out the free kill onto Darkseer, as if they can catch this SE play as well. Shadow Demon though, ugh. Aegis Flamed or not, the BK being Gyrocopter is in a big ass pickle, as with the snowball they're trying to pull Lilith and crew under a tier 2 tower, but it's not happening. Lilith did target the Ancients, but with the Ancients gone, they'll need to get on the back foot. Copy. Malcolm Supreme under his own tier 2 tower as Force. They're just separating the MOUZ Force one by one. Force almost going down, his BKB expiring, and an angry ass bear on his ass will rip him to shreds. We're still taunting the Jigglin lineup, but at this point, I think Demonic Purge used. They should be a bit more patient. Hookshot connects onto Lelis. Out comes Disruption save. Call down. Only connect onto the demon as Lelis turning around with the snowball, trying to buy themselves some time. Disseminate for the damage. Dispersion comes out as 4-2-3. Finds a catch onto low skill, but doesn't commit for it as Force on the other side of the play. We'll take out Lelis first. MOUZ now on the aggressive, but not finding much for themselves. It's rather Copy that rolls in first. Finds Fly, out come the call as Fly is trying to deter the enemy approach. Lelis diving in on his former captain and giving him that right hook they always wanted to give him during gameplay. The Magnetize twiddling on the 3 cores of MOUZ as they try to back off as much as they can. BKB committed by Force. He just needs to shake off the magic damage coming out from Copy. And the tier 2 still standing on both the Radiant and the Dire. Copy rolling in on Fly. Out comes the Disseminate, as it is ripping Fly to shreds. He will still survive just for a bit with the Solar Crest, but as his team disengages, he will make this sacrifice for the dieback. Approach on the mid lane from the Jigglin side. Supreme, Nexus Vampire preparing along with Fly. Hookshot onto SC. They find the Shadow Demon, but the Force Staff out of the cogs will prove to be cumbersome. SC saving his own skin as leaving 4-2-3 out to dry, but the Enraged Bear is looking to survive. The Tornado raises 4-2-3 into the air, but will MOUZ dare cross the river? I think the answer is obviously no. As a rolling boulder tries to connect onto Supreme. Walrus kick onto the Muerta as 4-2-3 jumps back in to rip the dead lady apart. As Drake calls it, the Mamma Muerta going down as every inch of vision MOUZ puts down is instantly countered by Jigglin. 4-2-3 and the boys, they could just push back in onto the mid lane. We want the action. That's what we paid for. Oh, wait. Didn't pay for anything. As 4-2-3. Gonna pay with a bit of a tornado and a pushback from the Hurricane Pike. Supreme trying to disengage, trying to purge this off with the Manta. But he's the one that gets Demonic Purged instead. There could be a catch onto the 2 supports, though. Fly and Nexus Vampire. Gunned down by 4-2-3. And Copy. Buybacks are available on the +4 and the +5. But it's not that big of a separation as MC looking to connect on Supreme. The Tornado. He should have thrown it on the other side. Will get gunned down by Lilith and 4-2-3. Lilith taking the kill for himself. As 4-2-3 rushes onward. Fly. And Force is trying and force back the bear. As the bear tears into the Tin Man, and you won. Nexus Vampire and Fly's Couriers get taken out as soon as MOUZ step out. Copy and the boys just roll deeper and deeper into the enemy base. MOUZ trying to keep the cool. Buyback will be committed on Fly, as the 5v5 might just happen. Gonna get jumped on. He blinks out of it as MC with the vacuum pull does not let the Timber Chain go through. as Force is the next one to be gunned. They could force a Timbersaw buyback, but with what wave? Not really going for a kill. Exodus Vampire, silence down, copy. Keeping up the cause to silence. Out comes the Pierce the Veil, but Exodus Vampire once again just collapsed on by Copy and the team. As Supreme trying to go through the back door. Will get the first tier 2 for MOUZ. But it's time to go home and defend that high ground as 4-2-3 and Copy are way too confident here on the mid lane. EMP Tornado combo, but not hitting any hero. As 4-2-3, enraged and just mad, will take out the structure finally. Hook shot onto Lilith, but Mr. Walrus will just activate the BKB and walk out of here. Good day, sir. Buyback coming out from Exodus Vampire. Is this what Sunsfan been warning us about? Possibly, as low skill smoke breaks. Can they catch the gyro? They're going for it as 4-2-3. Mad with the bear. Goes in for the chase. As Copy and 4-2-3 will try and sit on low skill. Refresher coming out from Copy as he's looking to re-engage on his former friend. But 4-2-3 will still get gunned down by Fly, by Exodus Vampire. The right clicks are just too much to handle. As Roshan respawns, low skill needs to get the hell out of here. With the TP, he makes the attempt and will be successful with the Aviana Feather. Supreme also getting out of here alive. They got the bear. They are happy with that, but they will leave behind 3 of their heroes. And things are anything to go by. Force trying to blink and run. Timber chain TP as fast as possible, but Snowball, the rolling boulder, is just too slow. On 4-3, sacrificing the buyback for the Monkey King Bar as Mr. Force backing off. Copy looking to connect onto Force as Supreme trying to help out, but the Timber Saw just evaporates. It's only the pause 1-2 of MOUZ still standing. Out comes the vision. Copy makes the approach on to the racks. Gonna get rid of 8 toes. The kickback onto the Exodus Vampire. Huge play from Lilith. But isn't gonna be enough. Low skill once again approach, but it doesn't matter. He just shakes it off. Just as Taylor Swift taught him. Disclaimer, I have no idea if Low Skill actually listens to Taylor Swift. Well, with 28 kills on the side of Jigglin and a 29k net worth lead, and Aegis at hand, what are you afraid of remains to be seen. The Refresher Orb is not done on the Gyrocopter. There is no BKB for 60 seconds. It's a now or never situation, as with the disruption, they're saving the bear as Copy just sends back his former teammate, hexing down the Gyrocopter. Take out the damage dealer and rip him to shreds. Buyback is available on the Gyrocopter, but is it time to commit to it? With low skill gone, Supreme is in trouble now. MC and Lilith sitting on him. Huge deafening blast in the radio coming out from the Invoker, but the bear will still find its target. 80 seconds down on the Gyro, 94 on the Invoker. Well, one last stride of the Rohirrim. Could they make the turn? No try. Force. Gotta try and chain back all the way to base, but it just doesn't happen. The control is too much to handle. 100 seconds without the Timber Saw. Here it comes. All buybacks committed. Right now from MOUZ, it's a now or never situation on this map. As 4-2-3, so extremely low. The Aegis will be popped. Lilith and SC running for their lives as low skill sits onto Copy with the help of Supreme, and they will manage to take out the Earth Spirit. The Deafening Blast once again coming through and will take out the Shadow Demon as MC and Lilith, they're just TPing out in the nick of time. But here goes Copy. Can he find a low skill for himself to turn into stone and take out? The banner is laid down as Lilith gets kicked back himself with the Mirror Shield. Not really finding the desired result as low skill. Just trying to stay in the safe position. BKB committed instantly as 4-2-3 makes the jump. But the earth-shocking, boot-bearing, raging 4-2-3 does not find any kind of hold on the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Fly is just cheaply shoving in the lane onto the tier 3. With the normal punch coming out, Lelis finally finds a kickback onto Excess Vampire. They find the kill on to the Muerta, but the buyback is coming and is available. Fly trying to get back into the fountain as Lelis will finally die due to the punishment of Supreme at low skill. But this high ground is not going in favor of MOUZ as low skill with a stun rage HP makes it back into the fountain. The Magnetize is not going to be enough as they find the Hex play onto the bear, but Lelis tears off the Mama Muerta as Excess Vampire doing his very best and a lot of work, but the snowball, it only connects onto Lelis and they'll just turn back and get the die back onto the dead lady. Lelis returning from the dead as low skill getting pulled off from his own fountain. Trying to punish Copy for the approach, but the wall of replica giving out their movements out of the fountain, and it looks like Jigglin will be cleaning up this base. But they're taking their time with it. They know full well that the chakram hurts. But eventually committing onto the tier 4? Question mark? Not really. Tornado EMP comes out, but it's not doing much. It's just more of a tickle rather than pain that the Jigglin side is feeling. Bottom lane cleared up, clean off the bone as Supreme gonna be approached by Copy. Lincoln broken as the hexes land. Disruption coming out onto Copy. They stun him up and try and hold on to him as Lelis gets the kickback onto Force. They hold on to the Timbersaw as there's no buyback on Force. He will say goodbye to the game for 2 minutes, at least a minute and a half until his buyback is back. But this could be it as Supreme doesn't get the opportunity to get back into his fountain. Low skill is surrounded and will be the last one to die as the team wipe will happen. Jigglin get to say that they have forced another uncle from MOUZ. As yeah, the status quo remains, and the Jigglin side becomes victorious for this first game of a wonderful series. As MOUZ will instantly rotate towards the bottom side of the river and go for the double room pickup on their side of the map. 2-4-2. As I always tell base defender, peace is an option, my friend. Although she usually just bonks me over the head and disagrees with me, but not by much, but it is visible. That shot hits on the Morphling. Well, that's all she wrote. Is Copy rather low behind his own tower. The Light Striker Ray is just a whiff. The Dragon Slave will connect. One more right click is the reach, and Copy gets it. Possibly for the first time in the early game, this match. As the first power rune of game number 2 will land on him, and he will just Laguna Blade Dragon Slave Lelis back into oblivion. Send the Contractor of Death back to sender. You will be a busy man, so new year, new you. That's a question. But the question rather is Mind Control going to survive this? Rupture coming out onto the Night Stalker as Force is forced to stand in the river. Trying to face off against Copy is not going to be a good idea as they lose Fly on the MOUZ side. Force, post Rupture, will try and move on to Copy, but Copy will just Avatos combo onto low skill. Take out the pile of water in the river. As Jigglin. But yeah, that slap in the face from the Tiny will definitely be something low skill and MOUZ in general will need to address. Copy coming through, out comes the Rupture, Avalanche, toss? No toss, Crippling Fear coming out from Force. As he tries to survive, but tossed back onto Lelis. Copy is just using the Rupture damage to take out Force as much as possible, but low skill with the counter Avatos onto his former teammate, takes out Copy for a ride. Free toss on 4-2-3, but can they make the catch? The hook shot. Fly gets it off perfectly as Supreme just burns the Bloodseeker. Bit of a kerfuffle breaks out. As the Arcane Rune is seen, disruption coming out from SC. He can just deny the rune before anything else, but the Light Tracker comes through onto the Shadow Demon, but it's too late. Fly gets run down as the Terrorize coming out from Nexus Vampire. It's not going to be enough as the Thirst secures 4-3 another kill. Actually, his first kill, never mind. I already thought he picked up. One thing we can say about this match is that the boys are making it interesting. Hook shot will connect on to the Shadow Demon as the Light Strike Array and Laguna Blade will execute. Let's see for his transgressions in the Dire Jungle. Copy, looking for the approach. We'll run into Force and Nexus Vampire. Out comes the Bedlam play along with the Shadow Realm. Can he outlast them though as Supreme comes in with the Light Strike Array. Right click onto the Tiny. As eventually they will get the kill onto Copy. As Low Skill takes it out, the tier 2 tower on the bottom, but that is not what we're focusing on. It is rather the Blood Right landing on Fly along with Lullis. Committing with the Colin. The Dance of the Dead. As Rupture play onto Low Skill. Why did he come to the mid lane? Oh no. Rupture, the Morph will be nailed to the walls of the arena and they will just take it out on him as the turnaround onto MC. Low Skill turns it back around on top of them. You thought you can handle the Morph, but you cannot handle the Morph as Supreme picks up another 2. On top of all that, what a play from MOUZ. I actually wish he would have died and we could have seen how much damage he ate there. As Mind Control gonna get hook shotted on by Fly and Supreme picking up another 901 on the Lina, which definitely means that is like a 1.5, 1.6k pinata right now for Jigglin. Target number 1 is gonna be the Lady on Fire.
Dire are scanning.
With a catch, in come the MOUZ approach. They have the Aegis, they want to get a catch, they will go for Copy first. Waveforming over. Low Skill will give a hug. Storm mid laner. But Lullis trying to go on the run. This Force does have a void. Will slow down Lullis as much as he can as the Silence Morphling will eventually make his waveform over to the Muerta. Out comes the Blood Right. As a bit of a deterrent. But Nexus Vampire makes the catch, the crown fall on top of Lullis will eventually kill the Muerta. I know it's called Cursed Crown, but the event is called Crown Fall, okay?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fly getting caught in the middle of all them circles will suffer for his sins. There's a straggling Tiny model and everything else is just hilarious as hell as the toss on top of Copy. And we'll just set up another kill for Supreme. Now the Lina. No shells, no shoes, no nothing. As Supreme finds the kill onto the Shadow Demon, rooted down as 4-2-3. The BKB will be forced out as Mind Control and 4-2-3's Bloodseeker will TP out with the Blinks. BKB's forced out on the pause 1 and pause 3. 80 seconds of free time for the MOUZ side. But I highly doubt, after taking out the tier 1 towers, that they will be focusing on anything else, but getting these tier 2s next. But set up on to the Morph as no time for attribute shift this time. Good cash coming out from Copy. And all that punishment, all that banishment will lead to a second kill on Fly. Served on a platter. Brought to you by a pile of rocks. What? Speaking of good old days, let's see the new good old days as out comes Mind Control Spear with the arena. But only locking against this Vampire. It is Supreme they want, and it is Supreme they will get. Belina cut down to size. Almost 2,000 gold just for that one kill for Copy. Huge amount of bonuses as they are just going to turn around on to the Mars. Crippling Fear straight up onto MC. But Force eating all that rupture damage. We'll try and get on the cliff, turn around with the Void, but it's not going to be enough as the Disruption will paint a target on Low Skill's back. 4 kills in a blink of an eye for Jigglin. That status resistance coming out from the SNY will be high value as down bottom, Excess Vampire gets nailed down by Lilith, but Supreme going up for the explosion with the E-Blade. They find 2 as Low Skill with the Avatar's combo onto MC and Coffee. BKB committed by the Mars as Low Skill will not let this go and will take out the TI7 champion. With Yvonne gone though, can they get SC though here? But it will not send Jigglin running. Rather the opposite. They go full aggro and will rupture Force. No more BKB on him and he's holding on to the Gem to True Sight. But out comes the root. Coming from Excess Vampire, the Bedlam. Bramble Maze is doing a lot of work as Low Skill tries to push on forward, but his BKB, it is expiring. They don't want to risk it. And after all that back and forth, after all those ultimates, out comes the Rocket Flare onto SC. Good catch, but will it cost Low Skill his life? Out comes the Arena Spear combo. Copy holding on to the Morphling, but Low Skill not even scared to just make the turnaround. Full attribute into strength. But even Avatos and Copy, he is going to be forced out of the combination. So no kill onto the Tiny either. Out with the Dark Ascension Force will be ruptured instantly. Excess Vampire looking for the catch. BKB will be used to deter the Avalanche. Crippling Fear onto Copy. Zap onto BKB. Lilith trying to get the right clicks off onto Low Skill as the 2 Tinies chasing each other. The Avalanche does not connect. As with the calling, they silence down Low Skill, but the BKB comes out on time. Can he turn onto 4-2-3? That's the big one he wants, and he wants it now. Out comes the Satanic. He heals himself back up, but MC tries to cut him off with the Arena of Blood as Supreme will gun down the Mars and fly, and Excess Vampire find Copy once more. There's just too much damage going on. And after all that, Roshan not finished. So with the tier 3 tower almost gone, Force is by his side. Or just behind his backside actually as the dead shot once again connects, but Lilith not dealing as much damage as on that laning stage. Force coming through. MC just being a nuisance as they finally blow up Lilith with Supreme. No wraparound for this Muertas. Fly, diving deep with the hook shot. Out comes the Terrorize into the cogs. They are just pinball machining them right now. The Glimmer Cape protecting him from any kind of harm as Laguna Blading coming out from Supreme. Force and Low Skill instantly. They just join up onto SC. The Bloodright is doing a lot of damage. But a minute left on that Aegis. It's just a cut down. Supreme with the buyback wants to return to the pressure. As it's only the supports that died in that whole ordeal, besides, of course, Supreme and Force. Jigglin, can they hold a little more? No more Arena. Avatar's combo will break the Aegis on Low Skill. Can't copy MC and 4-2-3 secured this, but the Cursed Crown connects the stun as Low Skill will be approached. Light Strike rate from Supreme. The Spear of Mars pushing the Morphling to its limits. They will lose the Morph, but Supreme finds the kill on Copy. Can he get a little more? He can dish out enough damage as the Super Creeps push on the top and bottom lanes.
Get ready to do your thing, Jix.
And Supreme do is just stand around and get ready for another round of push, as the Morphling illusions are the ones truly doing the damage to this barracks right now. Low Skill commits with a Simplink, will get it with the waveform. He backs off as a rupture is spewing through him. 4-2-3 trying to make contact on Supreme and Force and will be successful on that. But the Mega Creeps are coming now as Low Skill is lost for 92 seconds but has buyback overall. They will be ignoring the loss of their mid laner. Or is this going to be their downfall? Copy, looking for the toss back, finds nothing in its wake. Gets the tier 3, approaching the tier 4. 20 seconds on the line. Will low skill have to commit the buyback for this one? One last fortification. As 423 doing his best to just keep up the contact on the tower. Out comes the rupture onto force. As 8 seconds left on the clock. Low skill. Will he go for the all-in base race? Or will he just commit onto 423? He gets the Bloodseeker here. That could be huge, but Hex down he is. A spear back inside the arena. Can they hold on to this Morphling? Is rather the question right now for Jigglin. As the base is falling apart, the tier 4 is down. Force is just running distraction at this point. As low skill with the Avatar's combo onto 423, and Copy will find the kill onto the Bloodseeker and his former teammate. Divine Rapier on the deck, picked up by Low. As Copy buys back just to defend the base. Supreme committing onto the Ancient. He doesn't care. BKB straight on as he just ignores MC. And Copy for a while. The double catapults doing the work. As MC and Copy, they need to defend hard against this. Toss, Avalanche on to the Lina, but there's just so little HP left. Double catapults from the north. 2 more right clicks as they will call the GG. Jigglin lose game number 2 over MOUZ in beautiful fashion as we go post 45 minutes. 2 games in a row. Out comes the Sentry War. They do see SE.
The battle begins.
That's 2 banner runes on each side. Let's see. What are these boys made of? 2 on 2 on the banner runes. Unlike game number 1. Static link straight on to force. Well, I guess I called it early. That first blood not being happening. It just happened as Excess Vampire gets the counter kill onto 423. I'm generally getting that first blood is the higher value overall as Excess Vampire. Zoning onto SE as much as he can. One of the downsides of being a melee position 5. I'm getting as many of the last hits as possible. Force. Once again approach. Ice shards for the lock-in. The static link is doing its best as the Inkswell connects onto 2. SE will go down for this, but now comes the plasma field. Good connection onto force as Excess Vampire's in trouble. So he'll back off. 3 more right clicks is what 423 needs, but he only gets 1 of those. But SE gets the catch onto force, but once again mutual destruction with 423. Excess Vampire though dies on the lane this time as well. To switch over to net worths, it is rather surprising to see. As turnaround play from Lilith and MC. No skill was overzealous with the aggro. But Sinister Gaze, Supreme throwing in the low skill, crash landing onto the Night Stalker. They kill the NS in the night. As Force will also die on the Radiant offlane. PA is the main target. Out comes Copy with that beautiful magnetize, but the Chain Frost coming out from Fly. Could it be enough to get the kills as with the Frost Shield Fly tries to keep up the connection, but Copy, he's just gonna wail on Fly as Force gets dived on by 423 and SC. Jigglin. Look, Aben has been super heavy Radiant biased as of yet. And the Inkswell and the Frost Shield though, it is like low skill is just aura farming MC right now. Getting the kill on the Night Stalker as daytime is basically the PA's time to shine. Because right now, not much separating him from the supports as well. Supreme gonna be knocked back into the play as out comes the double Chain Frost. It's massive amounts of damage onto Copy and 4-2-3 as Supreme miraculously surviving the whole ordeal. Can they make the connection onto the Razor? That would be huge, and Low will get it as well. Evening up at worth. MC comes through with the AD. Rune trying to hold on to the play, at least get a little bit more before he dies. But even with the damage Rune, oh, Supreme doesn't get the throw off as he wanted. Can they catch Night Stalker for the team wipe? Won't be standing idly by as MOUZ trying to take control. Exus Vampire instantly jumped with crippling fear surrounding MC. They'll take their pound of flesh, take out the Grimstroke, and try and make a move on Force one more time. Force, he's not being the one force fed, he's the one being force feeding the enemy at this stage. 8 death on the Doom, possibly, actually, for sure, as well as Copy and MC diving to tier 3 tower just for more deaths, more kills, more everything at this stage of the game. Fly doesn't throw out the Chain Frost. He wants Exus Vampire by his side for that. As the BKB coming out from 4-2-3, trying to bait out more spells.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They find the PA, they just gun down the PA, the homing missile, crippling fear, everything connecting. As out comes the Chain Frost with the Sinister Gaze. They try to catch with the Walrus Punch onto the Paw, but the Paw is unwilling to die. Stifling Dagger, Low staying at a safe distance away from mind control. As Supreme secures the kill. SC trying to keep his play and his cojones, but it's not gonna happen
Radiant's bottom tower
as the ganking party won't be successful here. But with no Chain Frost for 30 seconds, I'm not sure what kind of aggression they're looking for. Soulbind actually drops, but where is Force to drop the Doom? Post connection, Supreme in trouble, gets Walrus Punch. The Tiny will fall inside the Radiant jungle. Exus Vampire used his ult for naught. The double Doom doesn't happen. As Force finding Lilith, Infernal Blading the Gyrocopter and dropping the first Doom of the game under the Twin Gates. Force will sacrifice himself for the Gyrocopter kill as MC dies right behind the tier 2 tower. The PA finding the kill as 4-2-3 facing off against 3, but a little bit more damage coming out from the methodical Phantom Assassin will be enough for a murder. Copy trying a rolling boulder onto his friend, while all Jigglin got is just basically boss 3 is already having a bad time. And to support his MC, setting with a crippling fear onto the PA. No skill. Doesn't have the BKB for 36 seconds. That is a double hit from Copy with a rolling boulder. MC, Lilith, they're looking to dive. Sorry, that is SC though. As with a little bit of juggling from the Jigglin team. But it's looking like Supreme can also juggle with the Aptos combo. But Copy with the BKB will easily connect onto the other pile of rocks. 4 picked up. I mean, they're closing the gap fairly nicely as the smokes break. 5e for SC jumping forward. Walrus Punch not as super effective as you think, as Low skill connected on by Lilith. MC looking for the jump as Supreme waiting for the ample opportunity for the turn. BKBs come off flying as the Doom melts one but not the other. 4-2-3 in a bit of a pickle, but with the Doom slowly expiring, and there's only Supreme remaining along with Low skill, as it is a double kill for MC. All they need is just a little bit more control for the team wipe, as Jigglin do be juggling MOUZ now. Average refresher orb is being prepared on 4-2-3. Deep dive on the mid lane. Of course, a little bit under threat, but Low skill is truly the one in trouble. As out comes the Chain Frost with the Spire. A little bit of a shake up as Low skill gets rolled on by Copy. Cut down onto Exus Vampire, as well as another team wipe. Cross map will happen for the Jigglin side. I didn't even see Force die. I always saw the start of the initiation when we were rather focused on the PA on the mid. Smoke up, runaway play. MC diving onto the support. All he wants is the support. The Exodus Vampire does not get the Soulbind out on time, but he finally gets it. Can't force drop the double doom. He cannot. He doesn't reach. He will turn onto the Razor instead, as Low Skill gets the kill onto MC and gets the chase onto SE as well, but he still dies to 4-2-3 and Lullis. As Low Skill showing on the bottom lane. Doesn't look like Jigglin will want to take the bait here. But Supreme diving forward, Avatar's combo onto 5e as actually the Tusk has a BKB of his own at this stage. MC just sitting on Exodus Vampire despite the Soulbind coming out well. The damage is not being done by MOUZ. They will sit on Exodus Vampire and fly. With no supports, no backline. It is up to the cores of MOUZ just to survive here. But with their next catch, Force being taken out by MC. Those Gun Supreme have no other choice than to just run, but Supreme won't be so lucky. 1 for 4, 1 for 5. These are the exchanges that MOUZ are constantly running into, despite them having Soulbind combos come off. Out comes the Frost Shield from Fly, trying to take off the enemy. MC coming in with a jump along with SE. They'll take out Fly and keep on sieging the bottom tier 3 tower. I don't even really care of what's going on the other sides of the map. MOUZ not addressing this high ground push will definitely be their downfall. No tier 2 broken either. This plan falters just a little bit. Huge toss back from Supreme. They get a catch on the 4-2-3. That is Aegis. Can Supreme make another toss play? He could, but the BKB will be activated. Low Skill trying to keep up contact. The Basher working overtime, but the pullback coming out from Lotus. They're trying to get 4-3 in a bad position. Can they get the kill onto Razor? That is what's going to matter, but the PA solo will turn around with Phantom Strike and try and get the kill on MC. Supreme finishing the job as a Sister Case pulls Coffee in under the Chain Frost, but buyback coming out from Low Skill, trying to keep up contact with Coffee. SE under the fountain with the Ice Shards, trying to block off access, but it's still gonna get a kill as MOUZ lose out on their bottom racks, but get a kill on almost all 3 of the cores. 2 buybacks were committed, and one of them were on the PA, though, which will definitely be a hindrance. As they try and make a turn onto the Night Stalker, have a toss combo onto Supreme, toss back. One from the Tusk. Let's copy with a BKB, tries to hold on onto the PA. Buyback coming out from Fly, as it's not going to be enough to turn around for a team fight. 4-2-3 and copy. Keep up the contact onto the PA as copy. Just boulder smashing into the fountain. But meantime, Supreme just gets locked on. It looks like Jigglin, like playing with rocks, like killing rocks. This Low Skill testing the vision range. As buybacks are slowly but surely recovering on both sides. MOUZ is definitely feeling the aggression. As Copy sitting pretty with a Wind Waker of all things now. There's just no way to catch out Sir Spirit. Dark Ascension committed just to catch out Low Skill. He's just hanging out here in the outskirts of the Dire. Northfire for the catch. Meanwhile, on the top lane of the Radiant, it's 4-2-3. Being tossed back, but he's just so damn massive. The Chain Frost does manage to kill the Razor, but is it going to be enough of a turn? Supreme committing with Exodus Vampire just to get the kill. On to Copy. The massive play from Low Skill, playing Distraction with Mind Control, and SC is most likely the #1 priority, as Avatar's combo straight on to 4-2-3. A little bit more is needed. They drop the Doom onto 4-2-3, breaking the Aegis. Supreme with a buyback. tossing himself into the enemy, by the way. This corpse still hot. But as the Razor responds, a kickback onto the Tiny. Ogre still totem back onto the high ground, but it's such a stretch. Out comes the double Chain Frost onto Lilith and SE. Even with the damage mitigation, though, this hurts hard for the supports. As another catch onto 4-2-3. They finally get the catch onto the Razor. As the meat grinder of MOUZ is holding on this high ground. I mean, the machinery is old, it's a little bit rusty, but you know, you just don't want to sell this car. That's what it feels like right now. On the side, oh, fly with the dieback. Not with the dieback. Supreme trying to help out. Copy. Committing with the BKB. Out comes the Magnetize. As good with the rolling catch. The Chain Frost comes through, but with the Wind Waker, Copy attempts to escape, but his buddy, Low Skill, is going to scratch his back with a Phantom Strike and send him to the Shadow One for 95 seconds. Buybacks to be forced out. Tier 2s to be taken. Not wanting to get this Gambit play. Tier 2 broken on the mid lane, as the Tier 3 will also be sacrificed. I wouldn't be surprised if Jigglin would be content letting go of the mid racks as well. That is his free time for MOUZ to be taking out our objectives.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Radiant Tier 4 being under siege by super creeps. As Jigglin are reacting to the play. Excess Vampire up front and center. All he needs to drop is the Soulbind before he dies. He drops it on MC and tries to blink away. Will anyone connect with Mind Control right now? As the Avanos combo onto Copy comes down. Out comes the Chain Frost, who's just bouncing back and forth. Low Skill with a sliver HP. Activates the Satanic and tries to heal himself back up, but he will drop. The Divine Rapier on the deck as Supreme trying to pick up the remnants of his team right now, but they're getting massacred under the Twin Gates. It's an all or nothing gameplay as Roshan respawns.
Radiant's middle tower
As Mega Creeps on the table. Low Skill has buyback, but is it gonna have the damage to actually kill Mind Control here? Fly. Coming in with the BB, Copy instantly rolling away. Hell no, we're not facing off a Lich. F off. 50,000 in the lead, FYI, for MOUZ. But without their Razor, it's just Copy on the Earth Spirit, constantly right-clicking that Rax. Let's go back in 6 seconds. His double life being the best chance of what they get kills. Mega Creeps will be acquired by Jigglin. 60th minute of the game. As in 10 seconds, we're about to get tier 5 items. They are rotating one tier 5 token back and forth. As Low Skill will acquire the Force Boots over everything. 250 units of directional movement is pretty useful. As double walls punch back and forth. MC looking to connect onto Excess Vampire. There's no buyback on that Grimstroke. As with the toss back onto Copy, they're trying to lock on onto the Earth Spirit, but it's just not happening. 4-2-3, sucking off all the damage as MC is just sitting on the throne. He wants it and he wants it now. The Mega Creeps being kited away as they lose out on force, and MC will just sit on the Ancient to finish off this beautiful best of 3 series. They took their time, they were patient, and I think the biggest factor in this series was definitely